One of the last public forums presented by JPS to talk about what it has been calling the JPS optimization plan. There has been plenty of criticism, but it is the result of thousands of students leaving this public school district. And we took a look at where most have gone.
As we think about the quote-unquote appropriate size of the district.
The Jackson Public School District has been holding public forums about its plan to possibly close 16 public schools.
I'm disappointed in the answers because the answers are pre-planned.
It has been met with a mixture of anger and, to a degree, acceptance.
We saw a decline in 2015 when we lost our first 1,000. Why didn't that check engine light come on?
Critics of the plan claim closing those schools will have a measurable impact on the neighborhoods that have grown up around them and on the students who will be forced into rival school classrooms. It is called the JPS Optimization Plan. 16 schools could be closed, and that includes my former high school, Wingfield. The district says the repair and renovation costs alone with that school is the highest at $32.6 million. I asked to take a look inside, but the district would not approve it.
The reality is they are our smallest high school. And that's no fault of their own, but they are in fact our smallest high school, and it simply does not make sense to continue to operate a school that's about 600 or so scholars. It just doesn't make sense on any level.
Dr. Eric Green says it's not just Wingfield that is shrinking, but it is dramatic when you look at attendance. I did some digging into the attendance records going back 18 years. In 2008, the school had its highest number at more than 1,200 students, but right now it's at about 600. And that's covering 4 grades. Dr. Green says his idea of closing these schools has as much to do with managing costs as it does with improving education.
When you start to spread those costs out across the number of scholars you have in the building, those costs go way up with fewer scholars. We have an opportunity to be more efficient in the way that we run our schools and not have overcrowded rooms and not have overcrowded schools.
Overcrowding is not a major problem with the Jackson Public School District that admits it has lost more than 9,500 students just since the 2015-2016 school year. We looked into that, filing Freedom of Information requests with the Mississippi Department of Education, trying to track down where those students who left JPS have gone. Over the past 5 years, the highest number of students who have left JPS went to the Madison School District. Rankin County was the next highest, and the Hinds County School District followed. And the charter school impact in the metro is measurable. JPS admits on top of losing several thousand students there, it has already lost some $48 million from those schools because the education dollars follow the student now in this state. Jackson has lost residents, some 20,000 based on the 2010 census, but those nearby areas apparently have not seen the same exodus.
When you compare it to our surrounding counties who are actually seeing positive net gains, that likely a lot of that movement is just to adjacent communities, either in Madison County, which has seen some of the largest growth, or even Rankin County, which between the last 2 census periods added almost 20,000 new residents.
Jeff Rent is the executive director of the Greater Jackson Chamber of Commerce, tasked with bringing companies to the metro. He says public school performance matters to companies that might come here. While JPS has improved from an F-rated district to a C-rated district, which is a positive sign, it is hardly a selling point.
When you have a choice between an A-rated school district and a C-rated school district, most people are going to choose to move into that A-rated school district.
JPS's optimization plan is pitched as a way to reduce costs and offset the outward migration of students. It suggests it could save the district more than $17 million in annual costs.
I want to be very clear. We have not made a decision as a board around how we're going to engage with this proposal.
Ed Civic is the president of the Jackson Public School Board.
We have a system right now that serves, between 17,000 and 18,000 students, and we've got to put a system in place that makes sure that our students have the best educational spaces that we can provide.
He says the board is looking for ways to improve the district while also mitigating the ever-present reality that the city has lost students and with it, tax revenue to operate the district.
We're going to engage with this proposal. It's a proposal, it's a draft, and I expect and anticipate that the final will look different than what's been put in front of us because it will have been informed by engagement.
But the clock is ticking, as the district could make a decision before the end of the year, with a closure plan set to start by the beginning of next year's first school bell. Tonight is the last public forum on the plan that is not just about school closings, but also involving merging students in classrooms at other sites. And that has stirred a lot of concerns. The superintendent and board, though, say this is a proposal not written in stone, but the final recommendations are set to go back to the board December 5th.